So, here's Janae Carrington hounding Caitlin Clark, and right before she could even get the chance to defend her, Caitlin just floored her by knocking her off to her own teammate before drilling a wide-open three-pointer afterward. Now, sometime later, Carrington was able to score on Caitlin, and she immediately shushed her to get into her head. But see, right after she did that, Caitlin just absolutely destroyed her.
What does Clark have up her sleeve this time? Oh, she gets it to go. Maybe.
I mean, if you guys remember, Carrington was the same girl who mocked Caitlin for apparently flopping, and the same girl who took shots at Caitlin on social media on multiple occasions. Anyway, let's break down the game and see what the fuss is all about. Right off the bat, Caitlin struts her stuff against Carrington as she puts her on skates with a pullback three. I mean, that triple was so nasty that Carrington's eyelash got knocked out in the process. And see, it wasn't the only thing that got knocked out, cause Caitlin also knocked out the record for most three-pointers made by any rookie in WNBA history by hitting her 86th three-pointer of the season. Now after that, she locates AB on the roll, who then swings it to Lexi Hull for the wide-open corner three.
Hull buries a three.
Moments later, Caitlin once again took Carrington to school with this floater right in the middle of the lane.
Thomas here with 2 fouls as Clark gets inside and lays it in.
And to wrap up the first quarter, she threw a nice bounce pass to the cutting Kelsey Mitchell, which resulted in 2 shots. The Fever took the advantage in the opening frame by outscoring the Sun 33-26, with Caitlin dropping 5 points. Now in the second quarter, the Fever continues to roll to keep the Sun at bay, but it isn't until the 4:17 mark that Caitlin goes to work. I mean, despite fumbling the ball, Cece manages to turn garbage into gold as she finds Lexi Hull, who then drilled the three-point shot right before the shot clock expired.
Thomas knocks it away. Lexi Hull has to fire, and why not? Come on!
Then, in the very next possession, she drops Carrington on the floor before splashing the three ball.
Clark wide open, knocks down a triple. Well, Clark runs,
The Fever established a 4-point margin with 3 minutes left in the quarter, and to extend the lead further, Caitlin hit Lexi Hull with an assist as she spread out for another 3 in transition.
Nice back for Lexi Hull, who buries a 3. Here's Lexi Hull 3 on 2. Hull feeds to Clark. Nice back for Lexi Hull, who buries a 3.
And to end the quarter, Caitlin finds AB off a pick and roll, who then converts the easy 10-footer. That bucket was enough for the Fever to carry a 9-point lead heading to halftime, with Caitlin dropping 10 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. Now, swinging over to the third quarter, Caitlin opened things up with this touchdown pass to Kelsey Mitchell, who leaked in transition.
Harris off the screen, her shot too strong, and now it's Clark. Launch ahead, Mitchell behind the defense.
And then she cooked Carrington once again, this time by knocking down a step-back 3 with a hand on her grill.
Clark, step back, hits a 3.
Carrington eventually taunted her right after making a bucket on the other end. But even before she could get back on D, Caitlin prematurely cut her celebration by attacking inside and finishing the tough lay-in.
Oh, she gets it to go. Maybe could have got a foul there too.
Before splitting the double team and dropping the soft floater to close out the third.
Clark splits the double and the floater.
There's the floater that she worked on.
With the score still pretty tight after 30 minutes of play, the game is expected to go down the wire with both teams not giving an inch. Anyway, with this said, Caitlin had other plans in mind though, as she lasers a full-court bullet pass to Lexi Hull right before the Sun defense could set up.
Sit up there and banks it home to beat the shot clock. Clark launching ahead, and Hull with an answer on the other.
Then she feeds Aaliyah Boston, who grinds her way in the paint to score the deuce.
Inside, deep position, she won't miss from there.
Now, with the game deadlock at 80, the Fever put the ball in the hands of Caitlin, and in a blink of an eye, she just turned on her afterburners, as she drove all the way to the cup to give her team a 2-point lead.
By Mitchell.
Clark on the drive, Clark lays it in.
With a chance to tie up the ball game, the Sun executed their play off the timeout. However, it was the Fever's defense that prevailed in the end, as they made the crucial stop to put this game to bed for good.
Run the floor, defend, blow up ball screen action.
Thomas had it knocked away. Good hands back, Bentley. It's Fever ball.
When the final buzzer sounded, the Fever came away with the victory, 84-80. So here's Aaliyah Boston stealing the ball and finding Caitlin Clark on the break. But as soon as she's about to build up a head of steam, Diamond the Shields just bulldozed her out of nowhere and even laughed it off afterward as if she had done nothing. Meanwhile, Caitlin seems already used to this kind of treatment as she just stands up and walks away. However, it didn't stop her from blurting out sweet nothings on the Shields. Cause you see, that was actually the third time she fouled her hard in just 38 seconds. Anyway, with that being said, let's quickly jump right into the action. Caitlin starts things off by showcasing her vision as she locates Nalissa Smith for the uncontested bucket underneath.
Her shoulders to be more aggressive.
Then, she hops in for a three, coming off a brush screen from AB.
Caitlin Clark for three.
Before blowing by her defender here to finish all the way to the hole. CC was on the roll early, and moments later, she wowed the crowd with back-to-back mind-blowing dimes. First, she sets up Kelsey Mitchell for their patented backdoor play, and after stealing the ball from Angel Reese, CC threads the needle here with this bounce pass to Temi on the run, who then converted the and one. Caitlin played the entire first quarter and finished with 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists, while Angel Reese, on the other hand, was hitting the side of the backboard to end up with 2 points. Anyway, in the second frame, Caitlin starts to heat up early as she hits back-to-back triples to put the Fever ahead.
First quarter, Clark again, heating up.
Then, after that, she throws a touchdown pass to Erica Wheeler before feeding Damaris Dantas for the foul line jumper.
And Dantas from the elbow.
CC was clearly in the zone midway through the second, and she continued to roll by hitting Mitchell with another backdoor pass, before turning on her jets for another quick finish at the rim.
Score, and you think that's your time to take a breather.
The Fever built a 5-point lead at the half, with Caitlin dropping 15 points, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds on 3 of 5 shooting from distance. Meanwhile, her fierce rookie rival settled only with 4 points and 6 rebounds and 4 turnovers after 20 minutes of play. With the way their numbers were trending, it's pretty clear who has the advantage in this head-to-head matchup. And see, things would just turn from bad to worse for Reese from here on out, as Caitlin completely dominated and owned Angel and the Sky during the entire second half. I mean, check this out. So here's Caitlin bringing down the ball, and after looking to attack, she just slams the brakes and cooks her defender with this nasty step-back 3.
15 points in the first half, looking to add to her tally.
Now, after that, Caitlin did almost the exact same thing, except that she got clipped and earned the 3 points from the charity stripe. Then, a couple of possessions later, she draws a bunch of bodies to free up Nalissa Smith, who hit a one-handed runner. And, to close things out, Caitlin finds Temi on the short roll, who then swings it to Dantas for the wide-open 3-ball. The Fever blows up their lead to 14 points after 3 quarters, with Caitlin adding 8 points and 2 assists to her total output. Now, on the other hand, Angel Reese only scored 1 point on 2 attempts, while logging a negative 4+ rating in the same quarter. Anyway, it's pretty much a done deal by the fourth quarter as the Fever maintains their lead throughout the rest of the way behind Caitlin's brilliance. I mean, here she is toying with Reese and Sky's defense as she locates AB at the free throw line, and then she served up Lexi Hull, aka Lexi Hustle, with back-to-back 3-point bombs.
Sizes it up. She's been great the last 10 games.
Before she followed up with one of her own to really put this one out of reach.
38%. Caitlin Clark, another 3.
With less than 4 minutes left on the clock, the game was already in the books. But right before the Fever could take Caitlin off the floor, the Shields just blasted CC out of nowhere, with the clear intention of hurting her in the process.
Here's Clark for 29 points.
That vicious attack was eventually upgraded to a flagrant one, and as Caitlin headed to the bench, she embarrassed Reese and the rest of her crew by hyping up the Chicago crowd, sending a strong message that she owned them at their own house.
Game of the season, and an enemy territory gets this kind of salute as she exits.
I don't know if you guys have seen or heard, but Caitlin Clark is in fact back. Caitlin Clark!
Let's face it, seeing Caitlin Clark sidelined for 3 weeks with a quad injury sucked. But Saturday night, she reminded everyone exactly why they missed her.
Caitlin pulls left wing, the right wing, 30+ feet. Logo crosses over, watch it. Oh my goodness! She is back!
But first, the refs tried to rig the game as usual with this nonsensical technical on Caitlin. Hit that like button if you think these calls are getting out of hand, because what happened next is exactly why you can't stop Caitlin Clark. 3 threes in 38 seconds, a step back over Stewart that had her smiling, and 32 points that broke the Liberty's perfect season. And she starts exactly how you'd expect. First possession, she's finding Kelsey for an easy layup.
Nicely done to get it inside to Mitchell.
Then comes this full court laser to Aaliyah Boston for the State Farm assist of the game. But here's the thing, even with CC playing well early, the Liberty just couldn't miss. An 11-0 burst that had the Fever down 17-6. And you know what every Fever fan was thinking? Here we go again with another slow start. So CC checks back in with 3:41 left, down 11, and you can literally see it in her eyes. Time to take this game over. What happens next is why they call her generational. 3 logo threes in 38 seconds that completely flip the game. First shot back, a 34-footer at the 126 mark that finds nothing but net.
At the depth on these field goal attempts,
But she ain't done. 21 seconds later, another bomb from 28 feet.
she's certainly feeling it. Left side.
Then, with 43 seconds left, the hat trick from 31 feet that ties the game.
Clark, another long three.
3 threes in 38 seconds, and Gainbridge absolutely lost their minds. So we get to the second quarter, Fever trailing 41-37, and CC's cooking. Then referee Biniam Maru decides he wants to be part of the story. Look at this call right here. Sophie Cunningham gets obviously fouled. Even the announcers agreed it was a clear foul.
Says, "Are you kidding me?" and gets teed up for that. But understandably, it was an obvious foul that was missed.
But the refs swallow their whistles. CC says something about the missed call, and suddenly she's got a technical. For what exactly? Pointing out the obvious? Sabrina hits the tech free throw, and CC immediately shows them why that was a mistake. But here's the shot everyone's talking about. CC sizes up Breanna Stewart from 31 feet, hits her with a crossover, steps back, and launches it over a 2-time MVP. Look at Stewart's reaction. All she can do is smile and shake her head. Even great players recognize greatness. By halftime, CC had gone nuclear. 25 points on 6 of 9 from 3, all in just 15 minutes of game time. So, New York comes out of halftime and takes a 59-53 lead. You're thinking, this is exactly what happened last time. The Fever blowing a lead to the Liberty, just like they did back in May. Then the Fever just said, nah, we're good, and went on a 19-0 run that had the defending champions looking completely lost. It starts with Kelsey cutting to the rim. Then Lexi Hull steals the ball from Sabally and passes it to CC, who then finds Lexi Hull wide open for a routine 3. And now you can feel the momentum shifting. The crowd's getting back into it. Then, Caitlin finds Aaliyah Boston, who then fakes her defender and drives to the basket for 2. The Fever were playing some solid defense at this point, not letting the Liberty to get to their spots. CC adds another bomb from 25 feet, and suddenly it's a double-digit lead.
Clark nails it.
Coming right out of the Liberty timeout, Damiris Dantas knocks down a 3 to cap the Fever's 25-3 run, pushing the lead to 15.
Clark out of the game, and they stood.
So the Liberty put Stewart on CC 25 feet from the basket, trying to take away those logo threes. But here's what happens when you drag your best rebounder to the 3-point line.
Off the back, but Cunningham is able to rescue the possession. Shot clock winding down for Colson! A big three!
Then, Aaliyah Boston joins the party with a tough and 1.
Boston being very physical with Sabally. Count it!
everybody was eating. Suddenly, Kelsey Mitchell has all kinds of space. And Kelsey went to work. 10 points in the fourth quarter, including this corner 3 with 4:34 left that put the game away.
Mitchell. Over. Free hand. Killing some more clock. And maybe the dagger.
Kelsey Mitchell, corner 3 puts us up 15, as the Fever socials called it. That was the dagger right there. CC's final line, 32 points, 7 threes, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds in 31 minutes. Oh, and she broke the Liberty's perfect season while coming off a 3-week injury.
How do you feel physically after finishing that one?
I feel good. I thought my rotations were good. Steph got me a couple of breathers, but I feel strong. I felt good. I thought we played a good game. Thought there was a lot we can still improve on, which is really positive for us, but that's how the Fever are supposed to play basketball. Up-tempo, unselfish, working for your teammates, so really proud of our group.
Look, SVP, reality is coming.
Okay.
You know, there's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side, where, you know, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time. Not saying that it's not going to translate, because when you're great at what you do, you're just going to get better. But there is going to be a transition period where you're going to have to give yourself some grace as a rookie, and, you know, it might take a little bit longer for some people.
By launching an unprovoked attack against Caitlin Clark ahead of the matchup between the Fever and Mercury. Now, despite the utter disrespect, Caitlin brushed it aside and just patiently waited for the day of the game, and when it finally arrived, let's just say that she took it personal as she went God mode on them throughout 48 minutes.
Here is Clark off the screen, launches, and drops a triple. Fever, by the way, had just 2 first-half turnovers. They've had 7 here in the third quarter. Clark step back on a deep 2. Oh, gets the shooter's touch.
Man.
A 20-year veteran, Diana Taurasi, dialing back.
I mean, if those 2 plays could only speak words, I'm pretty sure that it would say, "I told you so." Right from the opening tip, Caitlin sets up Aaliyah Boston underneath in a little 2-man action.
Oh, good ball movement, and it's busted in the finish.
Then moments later, she uncorks a long 3 to get herself going offensively.
Clark off the screen, launches, and drops a triple. But these Mercury...
But to me, it was really in this play that Caitlin let her feelings known about being snubbed in the Olympics.
Really physically demanding.
No, it is extremely difficult. Just one, not only physically, but also mentally staying in it.
I mean, Caitlin just toyed with her food here by giving her all the sauce that she could handle, and then she puts her on a blender before completing the play with a hoop and the harm. Now, after destroying her opponent, she locates Nalissa Smith for the easy stab down low. And then right after seeing Diana Taurasi make a basket, Caitlin just blitzes all the way to the other end of the court in just 5 seconds to get the and-one bucket.
Veteran Diana Taurasi dialing back. And it's Clark on the other end.
As you can see on the right portion of the screen, Taurasi clearly wasn't happy that Caitlin made that play, which is why she complained about it to the refs, just like she always does. However, the refs stood their ground and teed her up for yapping too much, and because she can't keep her mouth shut, Taurasi is now a technical foul away from being suspended for 1 game. Anyway, back to the ball game. So after that incident, Caitlin just continued torching the Fever by hitting back-to-back long bombs to extend their lead to 19.
And that's Susan Clark.
Really get out in transition, see if you can get some early quick buckets.
Oh, Clark hits her third 3.
And in the second quarter, Caitlin turned on her quarterback mode and just began lasering ridiculous dimes one after the other.
Coming out of the Olympic break, Indiana comes up with a turnover. Here is Clark. This time it's Smith with a foul and an end. Here's Mitchell, oh, behind the defense. Here's Mitchell, oh, behind the defense.
Though the Mercury got back into the game, Caitlin once again took charge to make sure that they wouldn't be getting the lead. I mean, first she hit them with this nasty step back. Then she sets up Katie Lou for a top-of-the-key 3 to close out the third quarter on a strong note.
Who buries a 3? Clark. Does Clark see the clock? Handoff Samuelson. Who buries a 3? Samuelson beats the buzzer.
Anyway, with the momentum clearly on their side, Caitlin continues to roll by knocking down this 3-pointer to open the 4.
Clark off the screen, finds some space, and delivers. It's a triple for Caitlin Clark.
Like clockwork. Nice, set a screen.
Indiana back up double digits.
Then moments later, she finds AB rolling to the basket, who then lays it in.
Clark seeing two, bounces, oh beautiful. It's Boston with the finish and the vision from Clark.
With 6 minutes left in the game, the Mercury still hung around and tried to close the distance. However, Caitlin had other plans in mind as she located Kelsey Mitchell in back-to-back possessions to beef up their lead even further.
Clark sizing up Cunningham. Here is Mitchell. Another three. Mitchell is locked in. Clark sizing up Cunningham. Here is Mitchell. Another three. Mitchell is locked in.
After those back-to-back threes, the Fever was already smelling blood as the clock winded down. And to wrap things up, it was Caitlin who delivered the final blow with this layup right here.
To settle things down here for the moment. He gets the step on Cunningham. Clark gets to the rim. As an old-fashioned shoot.
Before serving Mitchell once again with a nice dime to finally put this one in the bag.
Her easiest bucket in her young career.
Clark cutting. It's Mitchell with the finish. Clark cutting. It's Mitchell with the finish. Mitchell has matched her season high with 28 points here on Caitlin Clark's 10th assist. Kelsey Mitchell's two.
Despite having 3 gold medalists in their roster, Caitlin just destroyed all of them by having a masterclass type of performance. Racking up a double-double of 29 points and 10 assists on 50% shooting from the field and 90% from the charity stripe made the first W.
When two of the most electrifying players in women's college basketball collided inside the hardwood, it wasn't just another game. It became a matchup that people would talk about for ages. On one side, you've got Paige Beckers, the playmaker extraordinaire who carries a shooting stroke that is smooth and silky as a grade A butter. And on the other, you've got Caitlin Clark, a scoring machine with unlimited range and a killer instinct as cold as the Siberian winter.
For history, there is the all-time leading scorer in women's college basketball.
The winner gets a shot at the championship while the loser walks home empty-handed. So, who will come out on top? Right from the jump, the Hawkeyes executed just like how Bluter drew it up, as Caitlin scored inside in the very first possession of the ball game, coming from an off-ball action.
Off the ball more. Here's Clark driving
And also, right on cue, Shade and Arnold responded with back-to-back baskets, before Paige joins the jump shot party by knocking down a 15-footer of her own.
Beckers, mid-range, sure.
The momentum clearly shifted in the Huskies' favor after hitting those buckets, and Nika Moule also dropped a couple of long bombs to widen their lead.
Mule will fire and hit.
After hitting the opening bucket, the Huskies tightened up their screws defensively on Caitlin, denying her the ball and hard hedging her at every opportunity, forcing her to give up the rock and let somebody else make the play. UConn's strategy seemed to work early on, as they took a 5-point lead at the end of the opening quarter. Now, in the second frame, the Huskies picked up where they left off as they forced Caitlin to commit bad turnovers. And if they were not playing the passing lanes, they still made her earn her points the hard way. Beckers, though, began to find her groove a bit on the other end as she splashed a rainbow 3 in the left wing before closing out the quarter with a soft runner off the glass.
Sting into the lane. Becker's not going to miss that one.
Despite this, it was a low-scoring affair come halftime, as both teams had a defensive chess match with Gabby Marshall carrying the tall order of guarding Paige, while the entire UConn squad was rotating several bodies on Caitlin and trying to wear her down. But as they say, great players can't be stopped. You can only contain them. And this is what exactly happened in the second half, as both Caitlin and Paige dug deep in their bags and began to work. To open up the third, Paige went for a backdoor and scored an easy one underneath, which was answered by a Caitlin Clark three-pointer off the curl on the other end.
Gets open and hits.
Then, moments later, Paige started to wax hot, hitting a pair of buckets from inside and out, while Caitlin responded with a booming 4-point play to cut the Huskies' lead to just one.
Her three is good, plus the foul.
And with CC getting in the zone, the defense paid extra attention to her, and this allowed easy baskets for her teammates as she started dishing it out to them when the help came. Caitlin and Paige exchanged heavy blows in the third, and after 30 minutes of play, the score was deadlock at 51, suggesting that the game would go down the wire in the final chapter. Both teams were feeling out each other at the start of the fourth, But it was Iowa who broke the dry spell after Caitlin delivered this step-back three in transition, which clearly shifted the momentum in their favor. After that, Caitlin continued to cook UConn's defense, first with this isolation play, which ended up in a foul line jumper. Then moments later, Clark grabbed a steal and instantly converted it into 2 points, courtesy of a nice bounce pass on the break. With less than 6 minutes left in regulation, the Hawkeyes were in complete command of the ballgame, as their lead ballooned to 10 after Gabby Marshall hit this tray. But just when everyone thought that the Huskies were already down for the count, they climbed back from the dead and started chipping away the lead in a hurry. Aaliyah Edwards began to impose her will down low. Then Beckerts hit a contested three in transition to make it a 4-point ball game, coming off a Caitlin Clark turnover.
Here's Becker's huge three on the way. Is good.
The Huskies tried to bring down the lead in the next 3 minutes, but for every bucket that they dropped, it was Kate Martin who stepped up for the Hawkeyes to keep them at bay.
Drive, fading, and hitting.
Still down by 4 with less than a minute remaining, it looked like Iowa had this game already in the bag. But a big-time stop from Edwards changed all of that, as it led to a cold-blooded Nika Mull three on the other end. Now with a chance to finally close out the game, the Hawkeyes fumbled the opportunity as they turned the ball over yet again, giving the Huskies a real shot to execute a winning play that would ultimately ice the game. With 9.8 seconds left on the clock, the Huskies ran a decoy, flare screen action, which would have opened up Beckers on the wing for a catch-and-shoot three, or allowed her to dump it off Edwards on the roll once the help defender showed up. However, in an interesting turn of events, it was UConn's turn to make a costly mistake at the crucial moment, as Edwards was caught moving in the last second while she was setting up the screen. That controversial play turned out to be the nail in the coffin for the Huskies, cause after Caitlin split her charities in the next possession, the Hawkeyes grabbed the offensive board, and with 1.1 left, Caitlin made a heads-up play as she bounced it off Becker's leg to trickle out a couple of seconds more. And basically, that was all she wrote, as Iowa barely escaped UConn. In a thrilling classic, Caitlin flirted with a triple-double of 21 points, 7 assists, and 9 rebounds, along with 2 steals on 7 of 18 shooting from the field and 3 of 11 shooting from 3. Meanwhile, Beckers held her own with 17 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds, while shooting 41% from the field and 37% from downtown. The game could have definitely gone either way, with both teams having their fair share of costly errors, as well as golden opportunities to win the ballgame. But in the end, it was Caitlin Clark's leadership and the Hawkeyes' composure that reeled.
23 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, and 1 steal.